AGTEK tech tip, modeling colors.
First thing I'm going to show is if I go to display menu and modeling colors, right? A lot of us are actually using the software to build our models. I know a lot of companies farm them out too, but if you've got the software, you might as well build them, right? It just takes a little more time and effort, some training that we can provide. We've got actually an online seminar more towards advanced and intermediate users. There's actually one coming up. So check it out, ask questions. You'll see the information on the community as well. But anyways, so here I can show the modeling colors. So what modeling colors are is basically applying those colors to the different line work we have in our project. And ultimately where that makes a difference is being able to see the data, right? If I'm in a dozer or blade or a data collector walking around the field, if everything's all just the typical blue, right? Like we would normally have, right? And I try to send that out to the field. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but ideally, again, having these modeling colors. And then if I go to the utility menu, manage export colors, that's where I can actually set those colors, right? And I can make them so they're going to be consistent from job to job. So and also like if I select the finish grade at building pads, or I select my design contours, right? Maybe we just call them contours, right? So we can change the naming convention. If I click this default button, anytime I call something contours on any project, it'll retain that same color. So again, we'll get that consistency with the naming. We'll get that consistency with the colors from job to job to job. And again, your guys in the field, your dozer operators, your GPS guys, they're going to thank you because having that consistency is just going to make things easier when you're sending models back and forth out to the field.
Colors by line label, right? And,
Yes, sir.
And then,
Yes,
of course,
sir.
I mean, this is intended to be used for modeling, exporting, like you said, for
Sure.
this product, just to make sure that everyone understands what we're doing. But also here in the office, I mean, I use it a lot, and I've seen customers use it a lot for complicated projects, like imagine a complicated DOT coming from inroads or geopag or open roads. I mean, you have ton of information. Like, all right, how about I make my center line red, my edge of pavement blue, right?
Yep.
New changes or models,
Big one.
we get
Big
all
one.
these revisions, right? Make everything maybe black and new changes in a different color, change it to the field, show it. So great. A lot of good users for this,
Right.
functionality, right?
Yeah, the good thing is when we show a lot of these things, like kind of like I do with drones, right? I show certain things that we use it for, but then I find out so many more use cases, just talking to customers. So they're like, light bulbs go off and like, oh, I could use it for this, just like you're talking about with changes. So
Right.
a lot of these things, they don't just apply to this one little, it's got a broad spectrum of use cases, but, obviously we're going to show one or two. So think about how you can apply it and, again, improve your workflows and increase your productivity with these new features, especially if you're coming over to grade work here.